It's the host of Unfiltered. It's Dan Bongino. Dan, always great to have you. You were one of these human beings.
Thanks,
actually, Dan, you are one of these human beings. You, of course, served here in New York City. You served the Secret Service. And here today, you are a commentator, a great one at that. And you've chosen to take a stand against vaccine mandates at your company, Cumulus Media. Tell me what you make of all these mandates, their cost, and why you're making this stand.
Well, I'm making the stand, one, and I should disclose, as I have often, it's not a secret, I've said it many times on the air, I'm vaccinated. I had lymphoma, which is a cancer of the immune system. Things are okay now, but I was as high risk as they get. I took the shot early on advice of an oncologist and doctor, but that's the point, Will, isn't it? That situation, thank God, was unique to me. I mean, not everybody has lymphoma. Again, thank the Lord, and I'm not using his name in vain. That was my unique situation in a consultation after research that I had with a very intelligent doctor who's a personal friend of mine. This was never, however, Will, ever about a vaccine. You may say, of course, it's a vaccine mandate. No. Let me disabuse anyone out there of this notion. This has nothing to do with the vaccine. The left hated the vaccine. When Donald Trump's operation created these vaccines, the left, it's still out there. You can go watch it and read their tweets. They said they'd never take it. They don't trust it. And then they flipped on a dime when Joe Biden waltzed his way into the Oval Office. And all of a sudden, you're a heretic if you dare ask questions. And one more thing here. Listen, we run this country. This is our country. We built it. We built it. We power it. We run it. This is our country. We outnumber them. These people work for us. If we stand in solidarity and say, my body is mine, it was given to me by God, it was not a ward and is not a ward of the state, I will determine what goes in it and what does not go in it via some injection and a vaccine. When we stand in solidarity, there is nothing they can do. You know, Will, they want us to genuflect in front of them, but as one person stands and a second and a third person joins them, eventually they realize 51% of people standing and the outcasts are the ones on their knees. I'm not getting on my knees. No one else should get on their darn knees either. It's your body. And I stood up for these people because I have leverage and I have the power to do it. And I have a voice, and I'm not going to forfeit this opportunity and let them sit there and get their asses kicked. I'm sorry. These people got to sit down and explain to their kids why they're out of a job, because they have natural immunity, and some company decided to play Dr. Fauci, who can't seem to get his head out of his own ass and get his own story straight. So I'm really sorry. It's time we all stood up. And one more thing, if I may. Don't be afraid. Folks, we come on the air, and I do it myself. We say, I'm not anti-vax. Okay? Why do we even say that? That's a capitulation to the left. You may be anti-vax one day. You know what? You may come out and there may be a vaccine for another disease that you read about, and the research doesn't work out. It is perfectly acceptable. I'm not anti this vax. I took it. Let me be specific on that. But we do this, and it's a capitulation to the left. We don't owe them squat. Don't be afraid. You have every right to read the research and say, hey, listen, this thing was sold as 90+% effectiveness, and it's not. Can I get an answer why? You have every right as a free, God-given rights, free person, big R rights, to ask questions. You don't owe them squat. You speak up and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't capitulate these idiots on the left.
And really quickly then, Dan, I think you make the point, you point out that you are vaccinated, but your stand is a principled stand for others that work with you who arrive at a different choice, an individualized choice from yours. If that's not the definition of principle, I do not know what is. So let's just tie a ribbon on this. You said it's not about the vaccine, Dan. You point out the hypocrisy of their position when President Trump was in office. So what then is it about, Dan?
This is about the left's wiping out of any sense of objective values. God-given big R rights, Will, it's always been. They don't like competition with the state. Anything that competes with the state, a God-given right, is an impediment, an obstacle to the left. If they can take away the biggest obstacle of all to their agenda, the idea that you have control over your own body, you're not sovereign over your own body and skin, then it's all for naught, Will. It's lost. I'm telling you, this has nothing to do with the vaccine to these maniacs on the left. Nothing. They know full well natural immunity is a biological fact, a Charlie Brown encyclopedia fact a 3-year-old knows about. It is not about that. It is about taking from you every last competition to the power of the state and your idea of that you are sovereign over your own body.
Here's a thought to leave this conversation with, Dan. If we're going to say goodbye to 40% of our firefighters, 30% of our police officers, if the number is 3%, if we're going to say goodbye to the services we pay for, why do we pay for them? Why are we paying taxes? Dan, I always love talking to you.
Good point.
I love to hear about your principled stand. You and I will be talking more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.